Hesty here with a quick video on re-rolling vinyl windows. So here's the window that we're going to re-roll. And first thing is to obviously get yourself a space where you can work on it. You could do this on the floor. We've got an old ping pong table. The vinyl does scratch, so I recommend putting an old towel or some kind of soft cloth down just so you don't scratch it up as you're sliding the window around on the surface. So here's the tools that we're going to need to do this project. First off, a small screwdriver is really handy. I also have this small pick. Can't remember where I got it, but you can get them at auto parts store, Home Depot, Lowe's, wherever. It's pretty handy for getting the bead started coming up out of the window. And then I switch to the screwdriver. But sometimes you can't get the screwdriver in there, and it's handy to have that pick and you can kind of lever it up. Of course, you're going to need scissors. Decent scissors is a big thing. And then you'll need a nice sharp blade. I'm a fan of the little X-Acto style blades, but you can use a razor blade or a carpet knife. But you need a good fresh blade when it comes to trimming, doing the fine trimming. Then I also used about 6 of these big clamps. There's a lot. And that's basically it for the tools. Oh, I'm sorry, the most important tool of all is a screen roller. Because this process is basically the same as rolling a screen. And this is the cheap $2.38 or something from Lowe's, Home Depot. One end is a nice curved edge, and the other end is kind of a channel there. We're going to use that curved end because our bead is a channel. I don't know if you can see it in this lighting, but it's a channel, and we're going to fit that curved end into that channel. If you have the beading that's round, then you're going to use this end with the little channel, and it'll go on top. So it's basically channel versus rounded. So if your beading is rounded, you use the channel end, and if your beading is channeled, then you use the rounding end. There's a million different companies out there, and they all make different claims about how long they last and how mold resistant they are. But the prices vary as much too, and the gauge that you get, the actual thickness, the price goes up dramatically as you get thicker and thicker gauge. So my compromise was to use this is 20 gauge, and it went in pretty well on that last window, and you'll see how it rolls here in a minute. It's got pretty good clarity. There's a little bit of wrinkles in it, as vinyl has, but this was $8.95 a yard, and 20 gauge is pretty heavy. This is actually a heavier gauge than what I'm taking out. I didn't realize it till I got it out. I think that's a 15 gauge that's in the window already. Like I said, this was $8.95 a yard, and I happened to get this from yourautotrim.com, which is actually automotive vinyl and such. So I think this is used for convertible top windows. It's a pretty heavy duty stuff, so I think it's going to be fine. So here's the window, and when I zoom in, you can see that there's a groove right here with that black, I call it a bead in there, and basically we're going to pry that out, pull it out, and try to save it because I'm going to reuse that. You can see this window in the centerpiece here only has one bead in it, but there's space for another one, so I could roll this window with 2 pieces. Currently it's rolled. Okay, so if I can hold the camera here and show you what I'm doing, I'm basically going to reach in here with this little hook or a screwdriver and try to get this started coming up. And the good part here is I'm not worried about this old vinyl, so if I poke through it, it's not a big deal. And I'm just going to lever this up out a little bit, and once I get it started and I can grab onto it, then I can pull it up by hand. The hardest part is just getting it started in the tight corner without buggering up the bead too much, because I want to save that. Unfortunately, it's a little bit dark out here. There we go. Now it's starting to come up. You can see it coming up out there. And once I can get my hand on it, then it just pulls right out. And I'm pulling up more than I am across. So now I'm going to roll out the vinyl on the window and get this lower pane done. I'm leaving just a little over an inch of overlap here and temporarily clamping it into place as I trim this piece, and we'll do some fine, some closer trimming once we get it cinched in. Go ahead and put just a little tension on it and clamp it. The whole secret to this is keeping a little tension on it as you're laying the bead in, so you minimize your wrinkles in the actual pane. Okay, and the bead roller, and I'm going to start this, make sure I'm not offset. So I get this guy kind of centered, and I'm going to start right here in the middle and work my way one way and then work my way the other way. And I'm using the curved tip and putting it right down into the groove, and you just kind of start working it in. Takes a little bit of elbow grease, but you can feel it once it really goes in and hangs on. And I'm just working it in, pulling a little bit out, and just keep working it. Get it started a little bit and then come back, and it'll set in a little further. And you can see the pane of vinyl starting to pull tight across. And I'm looking in this groove to make sure I got it all even. You can tell by the spacing when you have your bead pushed all the way down in. I readjust my clamp here a little bit. Pull a little bit of window out. And these corners tend to be the most problematic piece. Alright, then I'm going to work my way back the other way here. Okay, now that I got this edge in, I'm going to work that edge, and then we'll do the tops and bottoms. If you're having a troublesome spot where you can't get the bead started stretching into the vinyl, sometimes putting it at a little bit of an angle helps. I don't know if this video is going to pick this up, but I'm actually setting the bead in. Instead of coming straight down, I'm angling it just a little bit towards the outside of the window instead of towards the inside. So as I'm getting this going, I'm just starting it with just a little bit leaning in towards the pane. And that seems to help stretch that vinyl in and set it up. Now that we've got it basically in, I'm going to trim it, and then we're going to work these little corners to make sure I get those in with no ripple there. So the best thing I found is the X-Acto knife, or you can use a razor blade, and you can just trace it right along, trimming it right off. It cuts fairly easy, just making sure you don't cut anything that's inside of, anything that's inside of your bead. Give it a quick check for wrinkles. Got a really small one there that I think I'm just going to go ahead and accept. Can't hardly see it. And that one came out pretty good. So now we're ready to roll this other side. Here's a little mistake I made that I want to show you just to help you avoid it. As you're working the roller into the channel on the bead, you got to make sure that you're actually down in the channel, because here's what happens. Hopefully you can see. I've got a small cut right here on the wrong side. This is the pane of the window coming up from the right here, following my finger, and I was not working in the groove. I got up on the edge and I pinched the vinyl, and there's a small tear right here on that corner. Hopefully there's enough vinyl there that it's still going to hold in, because there's really no other option to fix it other than putting a whole new pane in. The moral of the story is make sure you keep, wrong end, make sure you keep that roller into the center channel when you're working that bead into the window. Ready to put the window back in the frame. So not too hard, takes a little bit of elbow grease rolling it in, a little bit of patience, start in the middle and working your way out, but save quite a bit of money in that I spent 18 bucks. When you're putting them back in, you got to look at where the locks are, so the lock should be going towards the center. So this one is the left hand window because it has a little channel for the lock, and this one has the little lever, so that'll be the right hand window. Fit it in the upper channel. Good weather stripping means it fits kind of snug. Fit it back down. Don't slam your fingers in it. Fit the other one in here. And there we have our fresh vinyl windows. Looks pretty good. I don't know if you can see the next one here. In comparison, there's the old smoky one, and here's the new clear one. And much nicer view looking out at the backyard. Hope it was helpful. Good luck with your project. If you have any questions or recommendations or a better idea, please post them in the comments so the next guy that watches this video can pick up your advice too. Thanks for watching.